Good morning. Welcome to the church this morning. This is Pentecost Sunday. Back in the UK we used to call it, and we still do call it, Whit Sunday and Whit Week. So it's fairly significant for me because this Whitsuntide, what we call Whitsun, I joined the armed forces in the UK, and I was presented, and we were all presented, with the Soldier's Prayer Book, and I still have mine here. And it was presented at Whitsun by the Padre we had, and Padre Godfrey Farnsworth passed away about 20 years ago. Great man. This is the only bit of military equipment that I was originally given, and I still have it. And I didn't know at that time that God had a plan for me. And he waited a long time before it twigged on my brain that God had a plan for me. In fact, it was here in this church. So I carried this book through all the postings I had, both in the UK and overseas, not knowing that it would be useful someday. But it's significant because it was signed by the Padre. I won't tell you the year, but it was a long, too many years ago. But you never know. I was just getting ready for church this morning, and I was reading this last night, actually, and it only dawned on me this morning the significance of this time. And Whit Sunday, Whit in the UK is a major event, especially around the Manchester area, the industrial towns around Manchester and Salford, Oldham, Rochdale, Bury, Bolton. Tomorrow is what they call Whit Monday, and it's walking day. And that's where the Christian organisations get together and parade through the towns, witnessing. And Whit is not basically tied to witnessing, but it is the time of year because it's the day after Pentecost, so Whit Monday. The industrial areas, especially around the northwest, maybe not so much in the rest of the UK, but certainly around the northwest, around Manchester, Lancashire, people get up and churches come out, brass bands come out and they parade through the town. Most of that area is industrial, coal mines and cotton mills. And a lot of them coal mines had brass bands and still do. And it's a time that people get out and celebrate Pentecost. And it means something to them. It still does. I think probably around Manchester and Salford there's quite a big parade tomorrow. And then it finishes off on Friday, Whit Friday, the end of the week, with brass band contests. And they come from all over. Some of the bands come from overseas to around the Saddleworth area, Saddleworth and Thameside, but Saddleworth is the main one, where on the Friday they have the band contest and the bands parade through the towns, the little towns, Saddleworth, Upper Mill, Greenfield, Dobcross. I can't remember some of the others, but all little places. And people actually celebrate their faith. And it's something to me that we are missing here in Canada. You know, we're coming up on the season of parades downtown, but